Good morning. Today is the 15th day of Iyar. I'm going to start with counting the Omer on page 138. Last night we counted 30. Ready? Here, stay with me. Come here. Come here. Come here. Hayoim. Hayoim Shloishim Yoim. Shehem Arba'a Shavuos. Ushnei Yomim Loimer. Today's 30 days, which is 4 weeks and 2 days of the Omer. Okay, let's jump into Tanya here on page 86 in the Chayenu. And we're talking about the idea that God had to contract and conceal himself in order to create the world. Otherwise, the world couldn't possibly exist. Right, David? We're talking about Tzimtzum. The purpose of Tzimtzum, the contraction of Hashem, is that the godly light be contracted so much that it can so much so that it created and animated our low physical world. If there was too much revelation, it wouldn't be able to create, it would be too powerful a light. Okay, you want to talk about the specific details of how and why and what? This is not the place for that. First of all, we probably couldn't fathom and we couldn't imagine. Second of all, that's not the objective here. The objective is to try to teach a Yid how to love and fear Hashem and how it's very possible to do it. Very near to you that you could in general, let's just say generally speaking, there's something in the nature of obscuring and concealment of the flow of light and vitality. So that the light and vitality should illumine and reach the lower creatures in a revealed manner, pervading them and acting in them and animating them in such a way that they are something created from nothing. In only an extremely minute measure that we see godly light, so that they be in a state of finitude and limitation. Everything that's created has a limit and has a measure. And the amazing thing is, it comes from the infinite, the godly light that's infinite. So were the life force to be revealed within them, they would become infinite. No. So what does contraction do? Holding back and diffusing the light ensures that the light and vitality which is in the life force of the person remains concealed. And all that is revealed is but a minute degree of light and vitality, just a sliver. The light that is revealed in creation is just a small little ray, very tiny, and considered literally nothing when compared to the limitless light of what's called the Oid and Seif, the eternal light. So there's really no proportional relationship between them, meaning they're not they're not quantitatively different. Not even, you could say, 1 next to 10 million. Okay, but it's still 1. But 1 versus infinity, there's no comparison. שאחד במספר יש לו ערך לגבי מספר 1,000 אלפים שהוא חלק אחד מ1,000 אלפים. We take the number 1 and we bring it up to 1 million. It's still 1 millionth part of the 1 million. אבל לגבי דבר שהוא בחינס בלי גבול, מספר כלל, אין כנגדו שום ערך במספרים. When it comes to infinity, there's no number that can relate to it. Even when you do vafilu elef alfe alofim b'rivid vavos, you could say a billion and a trillion. Compared to infinity, it's irrelevant. L'gabe elef alofim b'rivid vavos. Elikaloi mamish chashivei. There's really no comparison whatsoever. Kacha mamish yibechinas ha'ora mu'etazu. Indeed, so too is the quality of this minute illumination. After contraction, what happens? It clothes itself in the higher and lower worlds in order to provide them with sustenance and life. But when compared with the quality of the hidden and concealed light that is of infinite order, this light, this ray, does not clothe itself or exercise its influence in the worlds in a revealed manner, providing them with life, but rather it encompasses them from above. So the godly light, the eternal light of Hashem, encompasses the entire world. And we call this Soviv Koalmin. You might remember the words Sivivon, which is Hebrew for dreidel, because it spins around and around. So that's what it means when the light of God surrounds the world. It encompasses all the world. Then I have the Soviv Makif Mimaila V'chinas Mokim Chas V'Shalom. The meaning of this is not that it encircles and encompasses from above spatially, God forbid. It's a spiritual matter. It's a spiritual encompassing. Category of space doesn't apply to the light of Hashem. It's not like the light is up there and we're down here. We're talking in spiritual terms. Ella, okay, so what does this mean when it says the light of Hashem is circling us? We're talking about revelation of godly light. If there's a cup in there, take out the tea bag, because I don't want it to get too dark. Give me the tea bag. The cup from there. No, from the garbage can. So it encircles and encompasses from above, insofar as the revelation of this influence is concerned. So the influence that it receives is referred to as investiture, being clothed within the worlds. And it's enclosed within the worlds. What's enclosed in the worlds? The influence of the light of Hashem. The clothes receive, comprehend, and internalize it. What's it? The light of Hashem. What about the light of Hashem, which is not revealed? It remains concealed completely, and it's not apprehended by the worlds, and is being as being described as invested, but rather, as we said before, makefes v'soveves, surrounds, again from a spiritual perspective. Since the worlds belong in the order of finite and limited, everything has an expiration date. Everything. It's just the way it is. Some things have an expiration date of 50 years, 100 years. If you leave a building and you abandon the building and you don't keep it up, eventually it's going to crumble, it's going to fall down, maybe 100, maybe 500, maybe 1,000, maybe 2,000, but eventually it's going to go away. It's going to fall apart, disintegrate, crumble, and V'nimtza, everything has a limit. Of course, human beings, animals, organic matter, and everything else. Certain things last longer, but everything is limited. Whereas, and by the way, this also we want to include here the angels, even the spiritual worlds. Since it's a creation, automatically it's defined as limited. Whereas Oir, this very definition of eternal light of Hashem, Oir ein soif, light without an end. So godliness is light without an end. So anything that's created does not have revealed eternal light in it. It's only hidden, just a little bit. It's enclosed and it's hidden. The only revelation is in a very, very, very minute form. And why is this in a revealed form, or at least something is there? In order to animate them in a finite and revealed state. So in order for creation to come about, there must be at least a glimmer of godly light of illumination. Somehow we have to bring this eternal light into this world, into each and every one of us, into every part of creation, albeit in a very limited form, because this enables creation to be finite and bounded. But the principle of light that's without contraction, to such an extent that it's called makif, and circular, and soivev, which is to surround. Since its influence is not revealed within the worlds, inasmuch as they belong in the order of the finite and the limited. When it comes to the higher revelation of light, that can't be in the world. It can't coexist with limitation. So the takeaway, and again, the whole point, the Alter Rebbe starts off this portion, this part of the 48th chapter of Tanya by saying, we're not going to get into too many details, but we are going to discuss it a little bit. Being that God is infinite and the world is finite, there must be an infinite energy that does not penetrate the limitations of the world. It remains relatively pristine and it encompasses the world, not physically, but spiritually. And we're all trying to figure this out because we're trying to have a relationship with Hashem in order to love Him, in order to fear Him, in order to serve Him, in order to do mitzvahs and learn Torah and to realize that Hashem is very near to us. We just have to apply it. So we're going to learn this idea of how Hashem creates us is right here, even if it's in a very limited fashion as far as the revealed light is concerned, which is so minute and obscure, we can't see it, but nevertheless, it's there, and that's the way we can have a relationship with Hashem. And by the way, it's not there, and we have to search for it. It's right here inside of us with the soul that's a part of Hashem. So let's continue pressing forward. Again, some of the parts of Tanya, as we've explained many times, are more understandable and more applicable that we can really, work through it. And others are a little bit more esoteric and spiritual in nature. But if we break it down, we can understand it in our own worlds and in our own minds and in our own daily lives. So let's continue to do mitzvahs and learn Torah and develop and continue to develop that intimate relationship with our Creator. All right, thanks for joining us online. Thank you for joining us in person. And everyone have a wonderful day.